My name's Nick Moody. I'm a grain farmer on the edge of Dinwiddie County in Virginia. Today we're cutting a little bit of wheat.
And what are we riding in?
Right now we're combining with a John Deere 9500 combine with an 18-foot head, so it makes an 18-foot swath right across the field.
And how does the combine work?
How it works is pretty much it's cutting the stalk. It's feeding in the whole plant, and it will send it in. And the first step is it kind of breaks it up a little bit and separates or breaks up the grain from the plant itself. It goes through a series of fans and sieves that either kind of shake out everything else and shake the grain out and separate it, or blows out trash with the fans. And so it does everything in one pass, and it actually shoots what's left right out the back of the machine. It puts the wheat right in the tank.
How much can this hold?
This combine holds somewhere between 180 and 200 bushels of wheat, and I believe a bushel of wheat weighs about 60 pounds.
And does it matter how wet it is when you combine it?
Yeah, it matters. It needs to be around 13% moisture, give or take, is what you're shooting for, which means 13% of the weight is water in the grain. If it gets up a little bit higher than that, it can mold in the bin or rot, and so that can become a problem. But you can cut it a little bit higher than that and then dry it down to around 13.5% moisture.
How do you dry it?
You run a fan and heating element on it, and kind of cycle it through, and that brings some moisture out of it.
And you do that in a grain bin?
There's actually sometimes if it's low enough moisture you can do it in a grain bin, but most of the time you actually have to use a grain dryer.
Okay.
Which is a separate thing, and it feeds into a grain bin.
Okay. And where does the wheat go once it leaves here? Once it leaves the farm?
There's several different buying stations. Currently we're hauling our grain to Murphy Brown in Waverly, and they are processing it for hog feed. So, but there's several buyers. There's a lot of different things that can be made out of wheat.
Will this end up being like bread flour, or is that a different variety of wheat? You know?
It's the same variety. I mean, same different varieties. I think we're combining soft red winter, and it's kind of made biscuits and things like that. But like I said, it's currently being used for hog feed at Murphy Brown. That's where we're selling ours.
So, and then the stuff in the row over there is what's coming out the back.
Yeah, and that's actually straw. And so, if we wanted to, we could actually bale that up and turn it into straw bales. But right now, we're leaving it out there and leaving the nutrients in the field.
And you can set, isn't there something on the back, you can set the width that it blows it out? So if you wanted to make straw, you would make it blow into a narrower row?
Yeah, we'll actually drop it into a windrow, and you can go run along and bale it right up. Or right now we're trying to spread it out a little bit. We're not spreading it as far as we probably ought to be, but you try to spread it out, and that way you can plant through it more easily as well.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
So what are you doing here, Nick?
Testing the moisture on the grain to see where it's at right now.
That's a very sophisticated what would you call that?
Grain handling.
Yes, device.
So, yeah. And we're currently running around 15%, a little less than 15% because you have to subtract 2.5% out off of this machine.
Okay.
It's been scientifically calibrated for 2.5%.
All right.